Hey, we back with another episode. I got Coach Marc with me. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, my guys? Good, good, good. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, you've been having a whole lot of success. We was just talking before we jumped on here, man. Congratulations on everything you have going for you and your team, man.
Man, I appreciate that. It's been just like everything's been a journey, man. I embarked on starting my own real estate team. This November will be 2 years, and just like anything, it takes time. And real estate, the last couple of years, we all know. I know you dabble in the real estate field. It's not been the greatest of markets. It's not been the greatest of times. Um, but man, we're really starting to see some work pay off for the team, and I'm excited to see my young agents. I just had an agent close his first deal last Friday, and unique story, man. I met him in middle school when I was a coach. Still, he was an eighth grader, and
What?
he's 21
Oh
years
man.
old now in real estate. So he just closed his first deal. Super excited for him, and then I've been telling people, man, that kid got the juice. Like
He just
some
got
people
it.
just have it. Yeah, like some people. I when I got into real estate, I closed 16 deals my first year in real estate, which is kind of unheard of, right? And then
Yeah.
30, I think 34 my second, and 24, so on. But I started my fifth year in September, and I'm at about like 100 and something deals. Um, but he just has it, man. Like everybody wants to work with him. Like he was such a good kid in middle school and just growing up, and he's got a great story. And just to see him, I tell him he's restarted two or three times. Like, in this game, like you don't get paid till you're at the table, till everything closes, and um, he's have to go get jobs and side jobs, because bills don't stop, right? And for him
Yeah.
to, I'm like,
Hmm.
listen, man, if you would just totally commit to this, like just commit to it, you will
Mm.
see the results. And he's on fire again, man. I'm just so proud of him. We got a lot of work to do. Like I tell him all the time, like you got the juice. You can talk to anybody, but like now he's realizing, like, oh, getting the contract is really just the beginning. Getting to the closing
Yeah.
table, handling all these kind of
That's the
situations, like life
that's the
things
work.
pop up. So yeah. But yeah, man, I'm happy for my team, 11 Realty team. Excuse me. So proud of them for starting to actually see some results for themselves. Um, Takes work,
Yeah,
man.
what does it
This game
feel
is
like,
not
man,
easy.
having him close his first deal? I know you say you're happy, but um like what does it feel like just seeing that for him?
It's a pride, man. Like pride, like knowing I poured into him. The Bible says you can't pour from the empty cup, right? But I feel like I
Mm.
poured a lot into people, and even when I was empty. So to see him get some results from his hard work and actually sticking to the process, trusting the process, and believing in the things that I'm, telling him can work. It's just a sense of pride, and to see this kid was a waiter. This kid was, he was moving, help like a moving company. Like
Yeah.
to see him get like kind of in one check what he would get like 2 3 months worth of work. Um, it's just excitement for him. And then now he gets a taste of it, and like now he's even more
Ooh, now
hungry.
he knows what's possible now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like anything that you do in life, right? Like into, it's hard for us. Popovich is one of those things. I'm in San Antonio, so Spurs, Greg Popovich, the GOAT, one of the greatest coaches ever. He always talks about pounding that rock, and you're pounding the rock and you're trying to break it, and you just never know when that last hit or that last strike is really going to open up and crack it. And if you don't keep going, man, like you may never see the results of your work. But that's really about trusting the process, right? Inky Johnson talks about all the time, like focus on the process, not the results.
Mm.
Because if you focus on the results, then you may never get there. And like Inky, his whole results was to make the NFL, and now he's one of the best motivational speakers in the world because he really committed to the process. And the process, he always says, the process changed my life.
Yeah.
And I think if people would live by that and go by the process and focus on what the process makes you, the discipline, the focus, the sacrifice, the dedication, the commitment. Like if you adapt that to anything in life, you know what I mean? Like you will be successful. It's just on God's timing. It's not our timing a lot of the time.
Right.
Um, so yeah, man, for him to see that young man, do that, change. He's such a good kid. Takes care of his grandma. He's like 21 years old, man. He's responsible for taking care of his grandma. Like it's
Mm.
good for him, man. So
You help so many people, and like you said, even at times you're willing to pour from an empty cup. What do you need somebody to have, or what does somebody have to be to learn from somebody like you? What do you look for in a protege?
I I think they look for me sometimes, man. I got this other kid that's about to join my real estate team. He just turned 18 last Sunday. This kid
Mm.
has already taken all his real estate courses before he turned 18. Um, and he told me, I met him on Instagram. He said he sent 100 DMs, at least 100 DMs to some sort of quote unquote real estate mentors, and I was the only one that applied. I was the only one that replied to him. He said nobody
Yeah.
else did, and so he's been with me, stuck with me. And that kid's gonna be a millionaire, man. Like that, he already has an LLC. He already has an LLC for his real estate. Like just has it, the it factor. Not
Yeah.
even he just turned 18, not even done with high school yet. Like, so when you say what do I look for, man, I guess they look for me and what I look for is someone that's willing to be coached and mentored, man, like has an
Mm.
open heart and open mind um to to listen to my story. I don't really think I do anything special. I think I just pour out my story into people, and there's an authenticity to who I am of my story being real and my story changing my life. And then so when they get around me, um, I don't like to talk about my stuff like this to toot my own horn, but it's like people tell me like when I walk in a room, there's a presence about me, and that's only
Yeah.
credited
Yeah.
to God. Like it ain't me. I don't have no magic pill or anything. I go through struggles, mental, financial, physical struggles. I deal with a lot of physical pain on a daily basis due to my arthritis and my knee injuries. But I'm just looking for someone that has a mindset that, man, like if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to learn, I don't know everything, but what I do know, I'm willing to share. Um,
Yeah.
Far too many people think like we have to hold on to these success stories. I seen a quote that says I can't remember who showed it to me. Whether it was my friend Paul or my friend Bailey, but it's like everybody is self-made, but
Mm.
only the successful people take credit for it. Like that's real. Like when I
Yeah.
heard that quote, I was like, dang, that is so real. We are all self-made.
Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
if you're sitting here and you're a failure at life, or you're, well, not a failure at life, I don't want to really say that, but if you're not where you want to be, right? You got some challenges either in your relationships or financially. That's your fault.
right.
You're right.
Nobody else's. Like,
Nobody
I mean,
else.
you look
You
at
got to own it
ET,
either
right?
way.
Like ET was eating out of trash cans, homeless because he chose to be there because he didn't want to listen to his mama. He didn't want to abide by the rules that his mama set. Like we are all self-made, and until the moment we realize we are self-made by our choices and our actions, and like life is hard enough. Like life is
Mm.
gonna happen. Life is gonna life, as they say, right? Um,
Yeah.
what do we learn from it? What do we take from it? Like, my situation, uh, very public, very, very tragic in all sides, what I was involved in, but like learning about people and learning what people had opinions about me or just assumed they knew what was going on, what happened. They just assumed based off an article. Um, life is hard. period. So
Yeah.
it's like if you're not choosing to learn from the things and the situations that God puts you through, then what are we really doing? Like you're gonna continue to be faced with that same test over and over. And if you're not making adjustments, if you're not game changing the game plan on your own life and your own situation, then you're really setting yourself up for failure, right? The definition of
Yeah.
insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? Like, I mean, all that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It, people call these sayings and these, I forget what the word of it is, mantras or whatever. Like they're corny, right? But they're real. Like, everybody
Yeah.
quote unquote says them, but how many people really live by them? You know. Um, I, for myself, try to live by like never make the same mistake twice. Am I perfect? Does that mean I don't do it? No. I mean, but that's the goal. And these young people that seek me or find me or looking for mentorship, um, I hate when somebody says, "Well, I got to go through it myself to learn."
Nah, you don't. Hey, a
It's
wise
one of
man
the
learns from a
dumbest
fool's
ignorant
mistakes.
mindsets you can ever have. Well, say it again.
I said a wise man learns from a fool's mistakes. Why would you want to go through it yourself?
Yeah, like that's the most ignorant. One of the most ignorant comments was like, "Well, they're gonna have to learn for themselves." No, they don't have to. They
Yeah.
choose to, and that's a big difference. I love being around old people, man. I love being around, and not even just old in age, because old in age is wise, but you can have people through their life experiences that have been through so much at a young age that have
Hmm.
taken those lessons and applied them to their lives. So just wisdom in general. I love being around wise people. Like there's that other saying, right? Like if you're the smartest man in the room, you're in the wrong room. Like you never want to be that guy. And so like when I mentor people, I'm like, I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I don't even know everything in real estate. I don't know everything about coaching. I don't know all the X's and O's. Like whatever it is, like you have to continue to be learning and feeding your faith and feeding your knowledge. So
Yeah.
I just
You told me
I,
before we was talking. You was telling me before you don't have to be on step 10. You could be on step 2 or step 3 and still, mentor somebody and bring somebody along because you've been through things and you have some knowledge and wisdom to share.
Yeah, ET said it. Like you don't have to be a 10. Like everyone wants to be perfect. Like I gotta live perfect, I gotta be perfect, I gotta be financially stable, I gotta be mentally stable, I gotta be emotionally stable, my spirit's gotta be 100%. I gotta be going to church every it's like, nah, like God works from the inside out. Like he just wants you to come. He just wants you to show up and he can do the rest as long as you are truly seeking him in the things that you're trying to accomplish. But yeah, like somebody that's a 5, say, can still coach a 4-3-2-1-0,
Yep.
and then I'm being coached. If I'm a 5, I need to look at the 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s to keep getting further advancing
And get
in
something from that.
knowledge and in wisdom. So yeah, like
But
everybody can mentor
that helps you
somebody,
too to not
everybody can
be,
help somebody.
yeah, that helps you too to not be an empty cup. So like you were saying, pouring from an empty vessel. Well, when you got somebody that's a 7, 8, 9, 10 that you're talking about, they're pouring into you and then you're in turn pouring into somebody else. It helps you stay full.
Yeah, there's nothing in the world that's ever happened that's not like there's nothing we created or anything that I'm gonna say to somebody that hasn't been said or that's not in the book. Like
Mm.
nobody's reinventing any kind of wheels here. Motivation is needed new every single day, and that's part of the reason why I'm choosing the motivational career and path that I want to get on
Yeah.
because yeah, motivation is new and needed every single day. Like maybe I motivate you today and you don't need it for the next 6 weeks. Maybe you don't need it for the rest of your life, but there's somebody else that needs it. Um,
Mm.
but it's also about not only teaching the motivation part, but teaching the actual life. That's what I love about Next Level is like it's not just about motivating people. It's like helping change their lives and like giving them actual tangible things that they can use to be successful, and create discipline in that motivation, right? So
Yeah. When you had so much success, man, early on, like you said, first year doing 16 transactions. There's people that don't do that, and they've been, in real estate for years and years. but you're having so much success year after year. What made you want to start a team and coach and mentor people? Because you're already being successful. Why did you need that extra work and burden?
I'm, I asked myself that recently, man. Like, it is as the team has gotten more active and has got things cooking. I'm like, that gone, man. There's days where I'm like just focused on the team, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get on my own stuff too. But um, it's just that love and passion, man, for passing things on, lifting people up. Like it's just a blessing to be a blessing, and it's a blessing to be able to. I just have a heart for helping people, man. Like
Yeah,
I tell my agents all the time, this is a relationship business, and um, I want to be able to help people, and eventually grow the team to where I tell the team that I have a big team. It's like 5 agents, and I'm like, listen, y'all gonna be running this one day. Like if y'all can stick to this and be the core of this team, and as we grow and grow, like I'm gonna ride off into the sunset, man, and get into this motivational speaking stuff. Um, y'all gonna be
yeah,
running the team, you know. Um,
yeah. You're
but
equipping them with the tools that they need early.
yeah, and then it's it's all about that foundation, right? Like when you build a house, you gotta people look at one of the most biggest things to fix is a foundation, right? Well, if your foundation isn't laid correctly, again, another corny kind of thing, but like if your foundation is not laid correctly, your house, it doesn't matter how thick the walls, how good the sheetrock work is, like if your foundation is moving and shifting, um, yeah, you're gonna have problems with your house, and it's the most expensive thing to fix. You got to get that right. So it has been a longer process, and maybe we haven't seen as much success. And I've had a couple people come and go, and it breaks my heart when they leave because
Yeah,
I feel like if they don't succeed, like what did I do wrong? But you know, not I'm not for everybody, and everybody's not for me. And my job is not, my job is to plant the seed. My team is faith based, and we talk about God. We read scriptures, and we lead with a prayer and things like that because like that's what's important to me. Um,
yeah,
and that's what my foundation is, and I'm not running or hiding from that. We talked about that before. It's like I think when I was successful, when I used to be, running my podcast and running things, I never wanted to offend people of what my success was, fueled by, fueled
hmm
by God, fueled by Jesus, and I never wanted to offend people. Um, and now it's like I just can't not anymore. Like
yeah.
it's just he's done too much for me, taking me out of so many things that I have to give credit where credit is due, and it ain't me. It's not me.
I know that's right.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's a blessing. Like you said, it's more to it than just teaching them how to make money and how to, be successful. You want a well-rounded team. You want to help them spiritually and mentally to grow and be the best people they can. Because at the end of the day, what y'all do is service. And if they can go out there and they can
yeah.
serve the public the right way, they're gonna make the money. They're gonna reap the reward without a doubt.
I mean, could you ask people why you get into real estate? What are they gonna nine out of nine, 10 out of 10? What are they gonna say?
Create generational wealth or get rich or yes,
No, but
it's
like, why does someone get into real estate? Like, as a
that's what I'm saying.
realtor or as an investor, they want to make money, right? Like
Yeah, they
money,
want to make money.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got to make a living. Like, let's be real. Like, we make money as real estate agents, cool. But like, if you don't have a core principle of wanting to help people create generational wealth, stop renting, stop wasting money.
hmm
If you don't really have that core belief, we were talking about earlier before we started filming about, closing a deal and, one of these builders, paying 1% versus another builder paying 5%. Well, dang, if that one builder that's paying 1% to me is the right fit for my client, I'm gonna take it. Like it
Absolutely.
it ain't about me or my commission. It's about what's best for them, and in turn they'll remember that, and they may not even know that I didn't get paid the 3% that or 5%. Um, but I know I did right by them, and that's the most important thing. All that stuff, all comes back. Blessings come back, and pouring into people comes back, and I've been blessed. The reason I closed 16 deals my first year was because I would like to say, and I think most people will say, I'm a good person. I've treated everybody well that I've ever come across. Whether I try to leave you with something, help you grow, motivate you. Um, when I got into real estate, it all just came back, man. It just came back.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you're in real estate? Oh, I trust you. You're a good person. Like, you help me with this, you help me with that, da da da. Whether it was in the call center world, or it was the people I used to coach. I just learned to, from my father and my mother, to treat people right no matter what position they're in. And
Mm,
it all just came back as a blessing my first year. And it was wild. It was wild
yeah.
to see that. So,
And like you said, it's a relationship business. And so if you're not doing right by people, by the same token, that's going to have a bad stain on your name, and it's going to prevent you from being successful in this industry.
yeah, there's a lot of bad realtors. There's a lot of bad
Yeah.
realtors because, people are have ulterior motives. And like, listen, man, I'm not mad at nobody for going out and getting money. Like, trust me, don't get that twisted. But there's a right way and a wrong way, in my opinion, to do things, and how to treat
Hmm.
people, and making sure you're not just after that check. And um, I think I do a good job of that. My team does a good job of that. Um, and at the end of the day, that's only for God to judge, right? Like, I mean, do the best you can. Have all my clients been happy with me at times? No, you got to sometimes give them some rough news, tough talk. But sometimes things go sideways in real estate. But um, if I know and my team knows you're doing the best you can, then that's all you can do at the end of the day. Uh, but yeah, I mean, real estate is wild right now, man. It's wild, and so I'm looking forward to it getting back to a more balanced market one day. Hopefully
Yeah.
soon. I don't know, man. I don't know.
So out there
Things are so.
in Texas, you said y'all got a buyer's market. We're still over here in VA, man. We still dealing with a seller's market. It's not quite balanced or pushed over to buyers yet. Yeah, it's short inventory and still low.
Well, so this is the crazy part that I talked about. Is like, so we have a national shortage and not national inventory shortage, right? Like,
Yeah.
lowest inventory in like many, many, many years. But when you have a low inventory, it should equal to a seller's market, right? But simple
Right.
supply and demand. But for some reason, not enough buyers are buying. Why are enough buyers buying? Because they're listening to TikTok or listening to whatever and saying it's a terrible time to buy.
Terrible.
No, man,
Yeah.
it's a great time to buy. It's a great time to buy because not enough people are buying. So that allows for me to get some concessions for you. Allows for builders offering the kitchen sink, so to speak. Um, so it is weird because it's starting to get like different pockets, like of San Antonio, different pockets of the cities, like kind of more balanced. Some of them, I always kind of think of like a good way of thinking of buyer sales markets. Can I get some closing costs paid for you? Like, if I can't get any closing costs paid for you, then it's probably a seller's market. Or if we got
Y-
multiple offers, it's
Okay.
probably a seller's market. But right now, if there's a price point like under 250, some of
Mhm.
those are still going hot and fast. You know what I'm saying? But the kind of anything over 250 is still kind of sitting, um, not moving as fast. So I feel like I've been through every market. I've been through a buyer's market. I've been through a seller's market. I've been through pre-COVID. I've been through post-COVID. I've been in COVID. Like, and this
Yeah.
market is just wild because it's like so unpredictable. Um, it's just all over the place. So, um, yeah, man, it's
So the
it's
different
it's.
markets. What's your favorite to deal with as an agent?
I think a balanced market is probably the most favorite. I mean, because
Okay.
right, like it's like a balanced market it kind of works out for both parties, right? Like, I can, like right now, sellers, I have 4 or 5 listings that are maybe sitting that I don't think
Mm.
would have sat in more of a balanced market this long. Um, because when into the full sellers market, yeah, you want sellers. But then when you're helping a buyer, it's like, dang, we're putting in multiple offers, and cash
Not
is
getting
king.
picked.
And if someone's going to go over 10, 20,000, what you can afford to go over, we're just going to lose. Period. So I think a
Yeah.
balanced market is definitely my favorite market because it gives everybody kind of a playing field to work with buyers. Because I work with buyers and sellers, so um, yeah, I
Is
like
that
a
what you teach
balanced
your
market, man.
is that what you teach your agents to work with both? I know some teams kind of split it up to where they have their agents be buyers agents or listing agents. Do you kind of teach your people
Yeah.
to do both or one or the other?
Yeah, I do because I think you kind of pigeonhole yourself if you're not working with both. And again, we're not necessarily a big enough team right now um, to kind of be split like that.
Yeah.
As we grow and as we scale, then yeah, I'm sure we could probably look into that because agents will have a preferred way. Some people just work better with one or the other. But for me, I'm buyer, seller, renters, investors. Like
Yeah.
I ain't turning nothing down. So
That's good. I think it keeps you with a better pulse on the market too, because when you work with all of those different aspects, like you said, even down to renters, you got to know what the rental market is doing so that it can help you with how these listings are going to go. So you got a good pulse on how the market's going in its totality, rather than just look. I only deal with buyers.
yeah, because even my people that buy, I'm like, listen, first time home buyers, like, hey, this may not be your forever home. This shouldn't be probably be your forever home. And maybe I'm a bad realtor by saying, hey, listen, let's look at your options in a couple years, and maybe you don't sell, maybe you rent, and maybe you start creating some generational wealth for yourself and residual income. Like maybe other realtors is like, yeah, let's sell and then take the equity. And it's like, yeah, but that's a bigger check for me. But is that really helping them create some generational wealth for themselves? I
Yeah.
don't know. Like everybody's situation is different. Maybe, they don't want to be a landlord. Maybe they don't want to manage that. They rather take their 30, 40, 50,000 that they made in the last 4 or 5 years and go put a big chunk on something that may be their forever home. Everybody's situation is different. And that's just what I focus on. Like what are your goals? Let's get your goals on the table, and then I can kind of help direct you on what I think would be the best, kind of plan of action for you. Um, but just assuming like we should sell, just assuming we should rent, you know, my goals are not your goals. What I want to
Mm.
do, what I would do with it, realtors. I mean, clients ask me all the time, "What would you do?" I'm like, "Listen, this is not my house. You
Yeah. It's
walk
not my.
into a house, I'm like, what do you think about it?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm thinking in my head like this wall, this color is ugly, this flooring is ugly," and they're like, "I really love the flooring. I really love the color," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm glad I didn't say it because it doesn't matter what I think. Like, what are your goals? What do you want? Do you love it?" So yeah, man, like that is that. So
That kind of puts a stamp on what you were saying earlier about the service, because it's not about you, right? And if you were looking at just a check or making your money, then you're not focused on what that client needs or how you can, be of service to those people and help them with their goals at the end of the day.
yeah, it's all about them, man. It's not about me. The more you make it about yourself, just again, anything in life, like I'm just trying to help people. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to help people and make this entrepreneurship life is hard, man. People think it's
Ain't
easy.
it? Ain't it, man?
We have like 17,000 realtors in San Antonio.
Mm, wow.
So like, how do you set yourself apart? I set myself apart by just being me. And I'm a big believer in what's for me is for me, was not is not. Like period. Like
Right.
I have friends that use other realtors. Does it kind of sting a little bit, to be honest, sometimes, but
Yeah.
other times, like, look, that just wasn't for me. Like that. It is what it is. There's a lot. It's a big city, but a small city at the same time. Um,
Yeah.
when I went through what I went through personally, um, I had to disappear. I disappeared for a while, going through everything I went through, emotionally, mentally. Um, I just, had to take a step back and I lost a lot of business. I lost a lot of, exposure, so to speak. Real estate, you kind of got to,
Mhm.
hey, showing the house here, or like, oh, got a
Yeah.
closing here.
Yep.
You got to make sure people, stay top of mind. But um, when I went through what I went through, it had to be a time to reflect and sit back and go through my things and get myself mentally back. So even doing this podcast, this is my first kind of um, public, so to speak. You got a big following. Me being out here talking about some of my story and just what I do. I used to have my own podcast, and I was out there motivating people.
Yeah.
Um, and it's taken a long, long time to get back to this. But learning through ET and learning through Next Level. Shout out to my boy Kevin. That's my guy. He's
Yep.
on me every day. Kevin Ferguson to like, man, step into your purpose. Shout out to my boy Nick Jones, my youngin. Even he's helped me. We talk about a kid, Nick Jones, like 20 years old, motivated me to
Right.
stop being scared to share my testimony and to get back out serving my purpose that God gave me. Because I'm worried about what people think, or I'm worried about people what they're gonna say. um, well, they're gonna have and think what they want regardless, right? Like, they're gonna have
That's
an
right.
opinion regardless. So I can't stop living in my purpose of helping people and what I really feel God called me to do, because I'm worried about perception or what people are gonna say about me. So it took a long road, man, long, long road to get back here.
Like you said, it was a long road, and you're going through this valley, so to speak, and having such a hard time. Like, at what point did you know you was going to make it through that, and let alone make it through, but be as successful as you are?
Whew, that's a good question. When did I know I was gonna make it through? Um, I don't know, man. I'd have to. I don't know if I ever really thought I was going to quote unquote make it through, but there was a point that I got to that I was like, no matter what happens, this is what God has planned for me. Like, and when I really started to now, I'm an emotional creature. It gets emotional talking about it and thinking about all the dark days, man. I had a lot of dark days, a lot of rough moments. But when I really started to trust God for, like, no matter what the outcome is, this is what He has ordained in my purpose for me. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that really is when I really started to kind of feel better, if that's the best words. Or, I felt more comfortable. Because whether it was facing what I was facing or um, quote unquote getting through it, I just knew, like, okay, like, this is your plan for me, and I've never shied away from the test that He's given me. He's taken me through so much, um, and when I realized that that was whatever it was, that's when I really started to kind of try to get back to being myself.
Mm.
It's still like, because it happened before everything that got settled, I came to that realization. You know what I mean? So it was still always a balancing act. Every day was like, okay, like, I feel better. Like, this is what God, like, no matter what, I trust God. I trust God. But then you also have this thing hovering over you, and it's like you still don't know the outcome.
Yeah. It's the
So
unknown.
it's the unknown, man. Like, when I open up about my story, and very few people I've talked about the details, because I really don't feel like I owe that to everybody.
Mhm.
Um, the old me, I'm an oversharer. Like, I feel like I have to justify or prove myself to people, and I learned that that's not for everybody. No longer does everybody get access to me. No longer does everybody get access to quote unquote my side of the story. Um, but when I learned that about myself and about people and setting boundaries and telling people no, I tell this story. I seen this guy at HEB. HEB is the best grocery store in America, by the way. If you don't know about it,
I don't.
um,
I don't. When we get into that.
So HEB is a store, man. It's like a grocery store down here, and I'm in there, man. It's like one of the very first times I've actually gone back out in public. After everything went public with me. Um,
Yeah.
and my mug shots all over the news. It's probably like a month or two after, and I'm just at the grocery store, man. I see this dude that I like. I feel like I know him, and he obviously knew me because he
Mhm.
comes up, it's like, "What's up, Big Mark? Like, how you doing?" I said, I'm literally in line to pay to leave." And he's like, "What's
Yeah.
up, man? Like, you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm good." He's like, "Nah, but like, are you good? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm just in line, dog, like trying to pay for my groceries." Like, the old me would have like dove into the like, this is really what happened. This is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I felt like
Yeah.
I had to tell everybody my side of the story, and I was proud of myself for like not oversharing and not saying, not feeling I had to defend myself, not feeling I had to justify myself, because not everybody gets access to me anymore like that. Um, and I feel like that's one of the things that God put me through and reason to, is because I've done so much and I've overshared and I've given financially to people that basically just use me for financial gain, and I never publicly outed them for lending them money or giving them money. Um, but then those are the same people that were tagging me in
Mm.
in the Facebook post and in the mug, sharing my mugshot and like having a comment. Like, to me, like if I was really vindictive in that type of manner, I could be like, okay, well that's cool, man. How did you keep your lights on this month? Who
Mm.
brought you some groceries for you and your family for a week because you reached out and you see me doing successful in real estate and you played on my heart, and you asked for some bread and yada yada. Like, if I was like that, I could, and I could expose people and I could name people, but that's not what does that get? It doesn't give
Yeah.
me anything, it was a lesson that God had to put me through, and he put me through it, and I'm grown from it. I've grown from it. Does that mean I'm perfect? No. um I still have, I still fall short. We all fall short every day. But I'm thankful for grace and mercy. Every single day is new. And yeah, I don't know how we got on this, but
That's a blessing, man. But I think it's more important of what you learned during that time and how you can share how you overcame than what the actual details of the situation were. Right? Like you said, you don't have to share or try to convince people of your side of the story. Um, I think clearly we can all see who Mark is, right? The loving, the caring person, the coach that Mark is. We don't need you to defend yourself or go into your story, but what people need, and like you talk about your purpose, is to hear how you relied on God, right, and how God brought you through, and that's going to relate to everybody because life. What did we say earlier? Life's right, and so we all
right.
dealing with something. And so that's what I could take from it. And that's what I could lean on is like, look, man, when I'm going through a tough situation, how did Coach Mark deal with it?
Hmm. Yeah, there's only one way, man. And when I say I don't want to offend people, like, I know my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but if yours is Buddha, or yours is like, you need to lean on something. I encourage you to lean on Jesus. Um, but I grew up. I got some day ones, man. I call them my day ones. The
Yeah.
Abdul Jami brothers. Um, I the Abdul Jami brothers, man. Those are my guys. Like, before I was anybody, before anyone really knew me, we lived across the street. Five black Muslim brothers, like, that we grew up together, and
Hmm.
um, to see them in their faith and how committed they were at such a young age, and how Rashid, their father, and Malika, their mother. Um, it was, man, I tell you, those are my day ones. I almost converted to Islam at a young age, man. I was around them so daggone much. Um, but the beauty of knowing them so young, I met Lukman. It's Muhammad, Ibrahim, Lukman, Yusuf, and Jamal. And those day ones, man, shout out to them. Like those are my brothers. And I met Lukman at a bus stop, and we first like I was in seventh grade, he was in eighth grade, and we're at the bus stop, and he's like, "What's up, man? What's your name?" He's like, "Lukman." I'm like, "What?"
What?
He's like, "Luke." I was like, "Luke, what?" Like, I had to spell it out for me, but to know them and at a young age get kind of exposed to different people, different mindsets, different religions. I really think helped shape me to be so open and accepting to anybody. What you believe in is what you believe in. Who you are is who you are. What you want to do with your life is what you want to do with your life. Ain't got nothing to do with me. As long as it's not affecting me. Like at the end of the day, um, when I believe Jesus comes back, we're gonna have to answer to that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it goes back to the self-made, right? We're all self-made. Only the successful people, like you know, we're gonna have someone's gonna be right or wrong. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, someone's gonna be right or wrong. And
That's right.
um, I don't ever, ever if you have a different belief from, even politics these days, man. Like I don't get into it. I hate politics. I have to focus on it because it deals with my business so much. I have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But man, they're all whack. Like if you ask me, um, they're all whack. They all lie. I hate hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a whole nother
Hey, hey,
conversation. But
hey, listen, Mark. I'm not ever gonna judge you or anybody else for their religious beliefs. I'm not even gonna differ with you too much on your political, affiliation. You Democrat, you Republican. But what I'm not gonna stand for is you saying LeBron James ain't the GOAT, man. I'm
oh man, here we go. Come on, man. Here we. I like how that was a good transition. I thought something very crazy was gonna come, and it did. You said
and it
something
did.
wild. Come on, man.
Hey,
It's not even close, bro. Like it's. I mean,
he
it's
even got
close.
Bronny putting up buckets, man. Bronny smashing now. Come on.
Stop it.
Come on, don't be that
Look,
guy. Don't be that hater, man.
look,
We need
I'm
some.
not
We,
trying to
we
be.
we need better
I'm,
from you.
hey, look, I'm not trying to be Stephen A. and get all charged up by LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not gonna talk about Bronny. But come on, man. Like, there's one goat.
Nah,
Period.
man. I grew up Jordan posters on my wall, man. I want to be like Mike. That was my anthem, man. So don't get it twisted, man. Mike's the GOAT, man. But in this era, this day and age, ain't nobody topping Braun in this
I
day
mean,
and age. Let's call it that.
yeah. I mean, I respect. Like, I listen. Growing up a San Antonio Spurs fan, I hated Kobe Bryant.
Uh,
Like I hated Kobe Bryant because there was that rivalry between the Spurs and Lakers. Um, but I respected him. You got these people ignorant like Kobe sucks, Kobe's
nah,
whack. Like what?
crazy. What? Yeah,
Like
that's
listen,
stupid.
I don't like the guy because he's killing us, or he's not on my team. But for you to be like he sucks, like let's be real. So like those type of people like okay yeah LeBron is great. LeBron reminds me, and I ask you this question: do you consider Emmitt Smith the greatest running back of all time?
You looking for an answer?
Yeah, do you
Yeah, I
consider
do.
Emmitt, you
Yeah,
consider Emmitt Smith the greatest running back of all time?
I do. Yeah,
Okay, why?
he's all. So look, so the yards, the championships, and listen, and that's again like you just said about Kobe. I'm I'm from the DMV. I'm a Redskins fan, so I can't stand the Cowboys.
You
And I
Commanders
got
fan. You better watch.
all right. But I got to give him. I got to give him his due. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, most people say people like Barry, um,
Yeah.
you know Jim Brown, who else? I mean, Walter Payton. Boy, it's crazy. Little known fact about me: I grew up a Cowboys fan, but my grandfather took us to the Pro Football Hall of Fame when I was young. We
Uh-huh.
drove up there, and man, I was a Chicago Bears fan because of Walter Payton. Um, and I came back with some Chicago Bear wristbands and things, and my dad wasn't happy about it. Um, but most people wouldn't consider Emmitt Smith the greatest running back of all time, and so I guess you kind of killed my the what I was trying to lead is because LeBron has had the longevity, right? Like so,
Hmm.
Emmett had longevity, the most rushing yards. LeBron has the most points, but at the end of the day, man, like the goat, like MJ's never called himself the greatest of all time. LeBron James has called himself the GOAT.
All right. Look, he he kind of had to, man.
Nah, he didn't have to.
No, no, it's but honestly, man, it's a. I just like to joke with you, man, but
It's
it's
a good
a
it's a good discussion.
yeah, it's a good discussion. You really can't get to an end of it because if I
Mm.
never had the opportunity to play in your era at your time, you really can never compare
Yeah,
the two.
yeah.
It's not really possible. But but I love it, man. It's all in fun and same thing with Kobe, man. Kobe's great and was great in his time.
I
But
think it's wild how people automatically put LeBron over Kobe. Um,
don't look look, man. All right,
we'll
I'm gonna go
see.
ahead. Uh huh. But no, it's fun conversation though, man. I like hearing people's different perspective on it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he rich and he getting his money. I'm trying to do my thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rich, you doing investing? You do the investing thing side too, don't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw I saw a picture when I was looking you up, like your page. I was showing you what podcast. I saw some friends I was gonna be on the podcast. I seen the picture like in front of a Lambo or something, or I don't know what it was, a bright green car or
Oh
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, man.
yeah, man. Yes, I do some real estate investing, man. It's like you said, it's been a market where it's a lot tougher. These wholesalers out here, man, changing the game. They crushing us, man. Yeah, I got wholesalers wanting 30,000, 50,000. I had a wholesaler last week want a $10,000 EMD from me. I said, "You crazy? Well, I'm gonna give you a $10,000 EMD when I know as a wholesaler you might have put $100, maybe 500,
Right, right.
and you want me to give you a
That
$10,000 EMD? Nah, you crazy."
non-refundable,
Yeah,
non-refundable.
non-refundable,
Yeah,
non-refundable,
yeah. These
with no
wholesalers are wild,
with
man.
no due diligence period. No,
Yeah, these
yeah.
wholesalers are wild. So what else, man? Ask me something deep. Ask me something deep.
Oh man, I got you. So, your your team, where do you want to see them in the next 5 years? What do you want your team to look like 5 years from now?
I want us to be a team of anywhere between 15 and 25 agents, um, all believing in the same concept, helping people, being, kind of known in the city, 1111 Realty. That name has spiritual significance. That's why I chose the name.
Yeah,
Um, so, yeah, man, I want to see a bunch of young, successful agents or, even not necessarily young, new up and coming agents, just established agents, that them being established and um, you know, running with the foundation that we built here and growing, man, and just helping people around the city and in all the state of Texas. That's where I really want to see them. Cause I told them, man, y'all got me for the next. I'm 44, man. I told them by the time I'm 50, I'm done.
yeah,
I want to be touring the country, motivational speaking by the time I'm 50, the latest, um, if not sooner, and just um, yeah. So I see that I got a good core, man, of leaders. They just need to be shaped and molded and um, experienced. Like I always tell them, no two real estate deals are the same. It's wild. Something always comes up. I got an agent that should have had a closing today that got pushed back till Friday, um, and all hell was breaking loose Friday. And then we had our Monday morning meeting today, and he's like, "Oh no, we're good. We got this squared away and this squared away." And I'm like, "Okay, I told you to chill, like, like
yeah,
this is real estate. Like this is what happens. As entrepreneurs, we're problem solvers.
Hmm.
Figuring out a way to solve the problem and get it to the closing table. Getting the deals easy and getting it to the closing table is your goal. So, um, yeah, man. So I want to see us grown. I don't never plan on being some like super mega team. Like I think 10 to 15, maybe max 20 agents is a good number. Um, but just building the foundation now of being able to have these 4 or 5 core team members to be able to build the team up and lead the other people. Because like I said, man, I'm out in the next 6 years. I'm gonna be traveling the country, motivational speaking, man. That's God willing. If that's what He has for my purpose, and I believe, I prayed on that, and I talk about that, and it's not for me. It's to advance His kingdom and to motivate young people again and be in these middle schools. Because I just really think the middle school is the right, perfect time um, to be able to shape a young person's life. I think elementary is like, I'm not dealing with the tattletelling. I'm not dealing with the picking of the noses.
Yeah.
Middle school is like they can go here or they can go here. High
Yeah.
school,
Life
they're
changing.
really figuring themselves out and kind of made up of who they are. Not to say that they can't change, right? Everybody can change, even as adults. Um, but I just feel like that's the right time to inspire and really start building the foundation for young people as they move forward. And I just want to teach, man. I want to. We need to teach real estate. We need to teach financial. We need to teach credit. We need to teach life lessons. That's why my nonprofit, Tie the Tie, that's I'm trying to grow that to be bigger and better, to be able to do more for the community here, because we just weren't taught enough things about life in school.
Yeah.
Uh, we taught too much, curriculum, and that sounds crazy. We'll see. Apparently, the Department of Education is being disbanded. Kind of, it's going to go to the states.
Hmm.
So we'll see what kind of effect that has on the future. I don't know. Like I don't really necessarily have a side on that as of right now. It's kind of a wait and tell type of thing. I do know that we need to teach kids more life lessons. We need to teach kids that college is not the only way to go. You have trade schools, you have the military, you have certain kind of career fields. Like I think trade schools are undervalued.
I do.
Um,
Yeah.
like there's just things that we need to be able to teach kids to show them. It's just like the same way I present a client with all their options, right? Like if you sell this amount, or if you decide to rent, or like providing all the kids options on the table and teaching them what they can and can't have access to it, and what their passions are. Um, let's start teaching kids more about what do they love to do, what's their passion, what do they want to, what do they love to do, what really makes their heart tick, um, and let them start pursuing that. College is good. Like you want to be a doctor, you want to be a pharmacist, you want to be a cool. Then you need to go to college. But if you hate school, you can't turn in your homework on a Thursday in Texas history,
Might
and
not be. Might not be your path.
yeah, like you're good with your hands. Maybe you like drawing, you like art, like you like working on cars. Like, maybe we get you mechanics. Maybe we get you in the AC. Maybe we get you in the plumbing. Like, where they make a lot of freaking money. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like
Hmm.
let's start curtailing the education system to what kids, the diversity in the kids and their minds and their goals are
Yeah.
versus
Don't get
just
it twisted. These trades got multi-million-dollar businesses, man. There's electricians, HVAC businesses, even lawn care. I mean, they're making millions. So we put a lot of prestige on lawyers, doctors, the office or clerical white collar jobs. But man,
mhm,
there's a lot of different paths. Um,
absolutely.
so I got one more question for you. You
Okay.
got you got lofty goals with the team, with speaking and even your nonprofit, and I have no doubt that you'll hit all of those. But who do you need to become to make those happen? What would you say you need to work on?
I need to become the most consistent version of myself. I need to execute. I need to hold myself accountable. Though I've grown in these last couple of years, I'm not exactly where I totally need to be um, because of the execution. And I think one of the biggest things what I do, I need to give myself grace to continue to grow and continue to develop, because when you go through something that I went through, and anybody in life goes through something very, very major in their life, and like for me, I chose to learn from it, but that doesn't mean that everything else is just like perfect, or everything is just like whole. Like there's still things that I have to deal with on a daily basis, um, to continue to grow and to become the best version of myself. So the only way I'm going to make an impact and reach the people that I want to reach is if I truly dial in, focus on the things that I need to focus on, to become the best version of myself. And when I say the grace, is like there's times, man, where it's like I need a break.
Yeah.
Like I need a rest. Like my cup is empty. Um, and surrounding myself with the right people, like the people, like yourselves, the people like Kevin, the people that uplift me, because there's the other saying, like, nobody checks on the lion, the king of the jungle, right? Like,
Yeah.
um,
They
so there's
assume you got it.
yeah, there's times where my body gets weary. I'm old, man. I'm 44. I've got arthritis out the wazoo. My gout is crazy, my knee injuries, but it's like there's times where I just need a break. So in order for me to accomplish these things, man, I need to give myself some grace,
Mhm.
and not try to do it all in one day. Surround myself with the right team, the right circle that I have now, which I believe in, um, and truly dial in and execute, and keep becoming the best version of myself. Keep staying in my word. Keep pouring into my own self, because if nobody else is going to pour into me, that word will pour into me. And when I just know when I'm in that word, I feel better, and I grow, and I learn, and it just rejuvenates me. Um, so yeah, there's a lot to accomplish. And at the end of the day, man, I want to stop talking about it, and I just want to do it. You
Mm.
know, I think that's a big thing. A lot of people will talk about doing something and don't do it. Uh, there's a reason why one percenters are one percenters, because they execute the things that they say they're going to do. Um, so it's time. It's time. If Kevin saw this right now, he was like, "Okay, it's
All
time." You keep
right.
saying it's time.
You keep
You
saying
keep
it.
saying it's time, but you be hesitating, and it's scary, man. Like, listen, things that we decide to do in life are scary.
Yeah.
Like I feel, people always ask why I'm not married or I don't have any kids, and I feel like God has had a calling on my life for a long, long time. Um, and I feel like if I would have had a family, or wife and kids, like I would, that would be my sole purpose, and that would be my
Mm.
sole focus. Um, I hope she comes one day, but um, I just got to dial in, man, and
Yeah.
be the best version of myself, and take that one day at a time. You know, I keep saying, well, I can't think of the words. What's the word for, like, when you're describing something, like the whole point is like you can't, how do you eat an elephant?
Yeah. One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. And just keep stacking days. When I would coach athletes and stuff, it's like, hey, stack your days, pound the rock. You know what I mean? Because you never know when it's going to change. And you have to get up every day, show up for yourself and nobody else. If nobody else is watching, you got to show up for yourself. And really, I'm talking to myself right now. Like, I'm going to have to replay this to myself, because there's days where I don't want to show up. And that's everybody in life. Like,
Yeah. Fact.
keep showing up for yourself, man. Self love, mental health is men especially is just big, man. Like, nobody checks on us sometimes, and
Mm.
make sure you have a good circle. Make sure you got people you can talk to, um, but just be encouraged that this too shall pass. This too
Right.
shall pass. Whenever anything comes up that you feel, and when I gave my speech on that stage in Cancun, I messed up. I said, as long as I have breath in my air, I should have said, as long as I have air in my
Right.
lungs,
Yeah.
you still have purpose,
Yeah.
and you still have purpose. So you've overcome the worst days in life today. Like I've overcome all the things that I never thought I would overcome. And people, if you're still here, you've overcome the things that you never thought you would overcome. So you're still here for a reason and a purpose. And so as long as you keep showing up for yourself every day, keep fighting, keep crawling. Don't worry about running a mile. Go walk 45 steps. If it's
Mm.
fitness, don't worry about reading the Bible for an hour. Read it for 5 minutes. I don't know where to start. Just open it and read a verse. You know what I mean? If it's a health journey, if it's starting a business, I don't know how to start a business. Call me. I'll help you. Get an LLC. There's just so many resources. Like do what you want to do and find people that are willing to help you do it. And if nobody's willing to help you do it, man, we live in an information age. Everything's at your
Come on.
fingers.
That's right.
So stop
Just
making excuses. And everybody's self-made. It's just only successful people take credit for it, man. So
hey, hey, I love it, man. I love the self work you doing, and the grace and the action, man. Put those into play. I appreciate you, Coach Mark.
I appreciate you for having me, my guy.
All right, till next time.
Yes, sir.